Welcome to 10 Things We Hate About Demons. Hopefully you'll have checked out 10 Things We Love About Demons, a 1985 horror movie, Italian horror movie, famous as it is, cult following, one of my favourite movies. Check out the 10 Things We Love, because we always like to start with a positive, but we are going to do the negative. Things we hate about demons. You want to start?
Yeah, so again, I'm going to start with a silly one because I like to start with silly ones.
Go on then.
I didn't get to see this back then, so when it was all kind of like when they released trailers and things like that, and seeing it in we kind of touched upon it in the Love video, seeing it as in a theatre environment. I think I was born the year it came out, so there's no chance of seeing it in that kind of setup. But that kind of experience would have been really cool to have that kind of initial. There's no internet trailers to spoil it, or there's no kind of like social media to spoil it. It was literally just go see a film, you see a poster or things like that. I quite like the idea of that, but again, I will never get to see it in that kind of a experience.
Well, I saw it when I was very young, and I can roughly work out the age. I definitely saw Demons under the age of 13, because I saw it in a different. I saw it when I lived in Ireland, and I did not come to England until I was 13, 1996.
Yeah.
So that means I saw it. And if you've seen a movie, that's too fucking young.
Yeah.
Way too young.
Definitely.
No, that terrified me. Right, my first one I hate is the rules. It's not always clear quite what the rules are. At first, it seems very straightforward. However, ultimately, that falls apart with the character George, who gets scratched quite visibly, although you apparently didn't fucking see it, while doing the motorbike scene. And he doesn't turn into a demon. Now, it's kind of implied that you can fight it, you know? That kind of thing, like fight it off and stuff like that. But like, how and why and what do you mean? Like, what does that mean? You fight it off? Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
It's not. Yeah, it's not really clear enough.
Yeah, it's just like, just don't. Here's the thing: don't have him be scratched. You didn't have to have him scratched in that scene.
No.
Just don't have him be scratched. We still did a whole bait and switch thing with with Cheryl.
Yeah.
No problem.
No.
But like, he just didn't have to be scratched, and we didn't have to have that. It's just puzzling. What was the rule there? Yeah, you know.
So that links into like one of my ones was there's no explanation, and like there's a character that at the beginning you think, oh, is she a bit tricksy? Does she know what's going on? She's leading people in.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like Elf and the usher.
The usher, yeah, the usher.
With the torch. I'm like, is she gives people looks like, does she know things? I know it's probably like another switch thing they put in there, but there's no explanation of it. And
no, we'll tie this into this one then. I don't know if you've separated these, but I put them all together. Plot issues.
Mine are separate.
Okay, well, we'll go through some of mine. You can jump in.
Yeah.
So, plot issues. You just mentioned it. Like the usher, when she's first introduced, she's introduced in a way that gives her a sinister feel.
Yeah, really sinister.
And it's kind of like, okay, and what's her involvement? And then you got to wonder who hired her. Why is she the only one on duty? Like the only usher. It's not like there's more than one. She's there before it even opens. The masked character. What is his involvement?
Yeah.
He's the one that's giving out the tickets. He's there at the end and tries to push them back down the hole.
Yeah.
So obviously he's central to it. You could argue he tried to set it up and stuff like that. How did the exits get walled up? What's that about? Yeah. Like the exits get walled
just a little
up.
Just a little nod to things would be like.
Now, fair enough, it's supernatural to a degree, and I completely understand it. And there's a certain level of explanation within the movie that's shown in Demons.
Yes.
In regards to it's a Nostradamus prediction.
It's a movie in the
and
movie. Yeah.
in his grave they find the mask and stuff like that. But how does that tie into a lot of this?
Yeah.
There are some plot issues where you're like, huh? Like, we really stop to think about it. It's not well put together. About how or why's. Yeah. Particularly like I say, the masked character, and as to the usher, she just becomes another victim at the end. Yeah.
And no real explanation.
It's just the way she's introduced. It's just so weird. She's just, and like I said, if she's hired and she's nothing to do with it, did she not think, why am I doing it on duty? Who's selling the popcorn and who's like, do you know what I mean? Like,
just a little.
Who
more.
started the film? I know they're going to go into the film room and they're like, no one was ever here. It's a machine and all that kind of thing. Someone has to turn that machine on.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Is that the masked guy? She sees him in the flash of the window, but then what was his role here? Yeah. Is that Nostradamus?
Yeah, just want a little bit more oomph to it, and that story-wise.
Like, is he part of a cult that wants the Nostradamus thing to come true, and they worked out that it was the mask? They got it back. Yeah. Feels like there was stuff missing there. Yeah. Okay, well, I probably just covered loads of yours on one hit. Some of the cast, I'll do a couple in a row, yeah? Yeah. Some of the cast really throw their all into being demons. You see that. Others don't. Yeah. Others don't, unfortunately. And they stand out. I give credit to the majority. They're snarling and so on. But I think this mostly stands out in the motorbike scene. in the motorbike scene where
leaping.
Yeah, where there's ones that are leaping and whoa, bravo guys, bravo, throwing yourself into the air, good on you. But then you get ones where like you briefly get these flashes and they're going,
just a bit cheesy,
you know, cheesy. You know, one particular character, a certain blonde-haired girl, looks awful. Yeah, you know, it's so shit. And I'll jump into that. Ultimately, whether you like it or not, and you liked it, the motorbike sword slashing scene ending, it goes on a little too long. And repeats several scenes.
Yeah, I would say it goes on a bit long, but I like the
and it's silly.
Yeah,
it's silly for a movie that had been quite horror up to that point. He's driving back and forth for hours, and the demons they're almost less than threatening because they're just sort of like, you know, expecting him to start doing a Michael Jackson Thriller fucking goddamn dance kind of thing. And like he's able to go up and down. Normally he's on a motorbike. There ain't that much fucking room to maneuver. Yeah. They should have been able to corner him. He's on a motorbike, you know. And it's just a bit like I said, a leap. You see them leap over in the background. It's like, man, you guys suddenly suck, you know? Yeah. What should I do?
Linking into that.
Not linking to that, but this next one kind of ties into it, I guess, a bit. Ultimately, there is some horrendous acting. There is some horrendous acting in it. We'll tie it into this one as well. A lot of it can be blamed on dubbing.
Why don't you learn some manners, you little shit?
Hey, get the hell out of here. I said it was my turn. Well, I say this stuff is too good for you, asshole.
Oh, yeah?
What the fuck? What's the matter with you guys?
It's not my fault, Ripper.
It can be blamed on dubbing.
Mine, actually. So, yeah. It just kind of, sometimes when you're watching it, you're like, it's slightly off. You know, like obviously sometimes Italian does blend quite nicely with some English words.
Does, yeah.
So it doesn't look too out of place. But other times I'm like, I mean, you could argue that does act to kind of B movie.
Yeah, it's
one aspect of it, but sometimes it's just you just want it to be smooth, a bit smoother with it.
Only I don't have a massive issue with the dubbing. It's only it is a negative because I think it gives it charm, and it's never been that massively noticeable to me. But when you do notice, it is obvious. And the problem mainly with it is the dubbed lines sometimes are awful dialogue, awful lines, awfully done. But what doesn't help Demons is the fact that some characters aren't dubbed.
Yeah.
Which certainly will throw people off. You know, some of the main characters aren't dubbed, or they're dubbed so perfectly, you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, because that's what I said.
Yeah,
when we watched it, I was like, oh. Yeah.
Well, some are really fucking obvious. Tony the Pimp's an obvious one. His dubbing is horrendous at times. Horrendous, you know?
I mean, so when you notice it, you can't help but it it's distracting.
Yeah.
Fine.
What about the movie?
I don't know how to explain it. It's just a feeling. The movie's to blame for all this.
She's right. She put on that mask and scratched herself. Get it? Because of that scratch, she became a demon. Believe me, we gotta stop the movie!
He's right, yes! It's the movie! Stop the movie! What are you waiting for? Stop the movie!
Go on, and you can go now then.
The women's roles, cliched. I know it was the 80s and that was the thing, but there's one scene that I thought was supernatural, demonic element to it, and it's not. It's just them screaming. It's like when they go into the walled area.
Oh, like the basement where they think they might have found an exit.
Yeah, and then like only two of the women are screaming, so I thought, are they being possessed or something in this room? And it's like, oh no, they're just really upset, and it's like they're screaming so over the top, and it's like, okay, the screeching women have to be rescued and stuff like that. I find it a bit.
It wouldn't have been a surprise if they both got a slap. By the men.
Yeah,
calm down, you know, that kind of thing, you know. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's of a time where women were a bit more useless.
And we are judging it in our times, looking it back and going, oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of a bit like, I really thought that was supernatural. I'm like, oh, they're being possessed. That's cool. And it was like, oh, no, they're just being screaming, hysterical women.
Talking about women or girls, because you know that will have this one as well.
Oh, I've got that one, yeah.
There is a sequence in this movie that I generally don't like. That's rare for me in this film. I don't get it, but also, and I've tried to find out, if you're watching this and you know, please tell us. These scene involving the four punks in the car that end up in the cinema, there's a girl amongst them, a young woman, whatever. Blonde-haired chick who looks like she's 14.
Yeah.
She looks so fucking young. I mean, she has got a baby face, unbelievably, which in itself was weird. She's also a terrible actress.
Oh, God, yeah.
Terrible. She's one of the ones I referenced before about that demon thing. But basically, cocaine gets spilled on her chest, and then we get this fairly lengthy scraping of coke off her boob, where he uses the razor on her nipple, and it keeps flashing back to her tiny baby face. And she's kind of enjoying it, and it ends up cutting her, which ends the scene, thankfully. But it's she looks so young. It's near uncomfortable. Now, I've looked into the actress' name. I can't remember who she was. Demons and another movie 2 years later were the only things she did. Her age is not on IMDb.
Yeah,
I've tried
weird.
Googling it. Other people are asking the same question. What age was this?
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be so gross here. Well, she had boobs, so she's obviously of a certain age.
Yeah, she could have hit puberty quite early though. So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing. She I would say guess 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
Looks it. She could have been 18.
Yeah.
Could have been 16.
But then I think with a face that young, because they not just made it like a sort of streetwise punk or something. Like,
Did it have to be?
did they have to kind of give it a sexual element, because that's not really developed upon any other time really. Like, it's not like they have some sort of big romantic tryst. It could have just been edited out that she was just a young.
Or just have a different actress.
Yeah.
Because the blokes she's with, all clearly in her 20s. Easily.
Yeah.
Look, you know.
So.
Yeah, it's a pretty shitty scene. It's one that makes you go, what? And it makes you feel like a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
So that links into one of my ones, was just like certain bits, like the edit could have been a bit tidier.
Okay.
So like, it keeps cutting back to the guys in the car.
Yeah.
You could literally just had them turn up, like one scene of them like doing a bit of coke, you know, whatever, getting to the cinema. But it goes back and forth, and it cuts from like the dark cinema to like them on the highway with like Go West playing.
Yep.
And it's like, I feel it feels like a bit of a lazy edit really. So yeah, it wasn't my favourite part of it.
Well, time to that again. It's just this whole group in general. They're awful. The dubbing's terrible. The acting is terrible. The noise the blonde-haired girl makes when she gets given the coke in the paper. Ah.
It's the coke in your ears.
You know, to the thing with the police, they're not good at all. And ultimately, what was their role really? Here's the thing: like, you initially think, that they're gonna escape the police and go into the cinema.
Yeah.
But the door gets opened because the blind guy comes out.
Yeah.
Leading into that.
Yeah.
So what was their point? If the demons could leave when they wanted anyway.
Then what's the point? Yeah.
What was the point of
so
them?
It just they just feel like a bit messy all over.
It's
doesn't
messy,
it?
yeah. I'm going to tie into that as well. The fact that the blind guy, when he becomes a demon, leaves and can just leave, and then obviously gets involved with the police. Why aren't the rest leaving then? If their job is to spread.
Just get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is it because they're mindless? But why did this one have a bit more? Like, this one had enough thought to pretend to be hurt.
Yeah, and then start on the.
Yeah. Got one more.
Yeah, I've got two more actually.
Go on then.
The green pus.
Yeah.
I like the more realistic pus. As disgusting as it was, the green one looked a bit silly.
Yep.
Compared to when, like, the very first when she was in the bathroom, that it makes you go, oh. That's
Yeah, because it's got kind of creamy look.
Oh, it actually looked disgusting. But when it's the green stuff, it's like, it's a bit more kind of.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I know. I do.
I think the
real
combination.
life
I
stuff.
think we still had to have a certain level of
silliness.
silliness.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like when I saw the green, I was like, oh, that's not real. But then when it's pus, you're like, ugh. When she's covering that, when that girl's crawling for the aisles, the stuff she's covering is more pussy stuff, and that makes it more like, oh, I'm covered in it now. So yeah, rather than like a Nickelodeon sliming.
Yeah.
Which I thought the other stuff looked like, to be honest.
Do your last one as well, because I'll go my last one. It's a bit more of an ender.
So I've not seen any of the sequels after this.
Well, stop here. There's only one sequel. Don't get confused with what a line says.
That's what the thing is. It's like the name changes to cash in on the demons thing. So like Demons 3, originally called the Ogre, but then obviously changed Demons 3 to kind of cash in on it. Most of them all had different names, and then just tag the demons on. Technically,
if there is a Demons 3, it's technically called The Church. It's,
okay.
But go read the review of The Church on it. It's not demons in that sense. Although The Church, aka Demons 3 as it's often referred to, has got some incredible imagery. They're not related.
Yeah, so again, it's a
There's
confusion thing. Yeah,
it's Demons 1 and Demons 2.
Yeah.
Those are the two movies. They're directly linked. Everything else is either a cash-in or an attempt to try and bank on a name.
Yeah. So that's again, I find out a lot with these 80s films as well, where you get kind of like dragged out, and I'll just throw this name on it. It's inferior. It's nothing to do with the first one, apart from we've just splashed a name on it.
Yep.
But yeah, and I also found out, not the hate part, but in Germany, not released in Germany. And then obviously they released the first one as the second.
Yep.
Those confusion. So it's like, that was quite fun to watch and have no clue about the first and second. But yeah, just a cash in sometimes is a bit like, oh.
Well, my last one also refers to the sequel as well. Very important thing, if you're going, oh, I've never seen Demons 2, it's not a sequel, guys. It's similar in the sense of Return of the Living Dead Part 2. What we effectively get here is just a retelling.
Yeah.
Demons 2 uses same actors, playing different characters. It's set in a building, and it takes the lore of what you saw in the first one and does that and transform it. In this, a demon comes out of a TV, so it's a lot more silly. It also has got worse effects, including it tries to repeat an iconic scene from the first one, where they come up the stairs with the blue light.
Oh, yeah.
But instead, the problem with this one is the camera's really close in,
Oh,
and it's well lit.
Yeah.
So you see it's clearly contact lenses.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So it does a lot of things right. However, it also gets a lot right, including not only having a demonic dog, but a demonic child.
Ooh, okay.
Which is just round of applause to me, man. Ballsy as fuck. But it's also got one of my most scariest demons overall scenes in that movie as well, involving Asia Argento as a child as well, which is Dario Argento's daughter. So there's a lot of love for Demons 2 for me, a lot of love. It's not as good as the first, but it's got shit going on. However, it's not a sequel. It's just Demons again, basically.
Yeah.
It's just a different take on the same story in a large apartment block, which is a cool idea as well. And it's got some interesting characters, people reprising the roles. Tony the Pimp, he reprises, does a new role where he's what's the leader of a gym? A person leading trainer in a gym,
Personal trainer,
which leads to a great fight scene in a gym.
Right, Susan, right. Keep pumping, baby, keep pumping. You'll never get no strength in those legs.
Involving like the meatheads and muscle guys, led by Tony against demons. So there's a lot of really good stuff in him. But ultimately, it's not a sequel. You can watch them completely separate, and you wouldn't be confused. There's no confusion around it.
Yeah.
Particularly, as I said, Demons 2 does something completely different in regards to how the demon thing starts. So yeah, it is that one. But as you can see, finding things you hate, other than it's either the obvious stuff that are criticisms of the movie overall, or there's nothing I can't even say personal choice, because a lot of it's just like Return of the Living Dead. It's like, yeah, that's there, but does it really do any harm? And it's still this and it's still that. I think the biggest flaw in the movie overall is ultimately the haphazard plot and editing. Yeah. That's its biggest flaw.
Definitely.
When you stop and start going, huh? And it's like, well, we just enjoy it for what it is. Absolutely, you should.
Yeah.
But you still want a coherence.
Yeah.
And when you really break it down and take the cast away and take what's happening in the cinema and go, how did this, and get all these links.
So they're scratched, but they're not infected. But they can fight it. But then, little more cohesion. But yeah, overall, I do really enjoy it. So the second time I've only seen it was the other day. And I still really enjoyed it. So
we'll definitely do Demons 2 in the future. Not such an easy one to get hold of, but we'll definitely do Demons 2 in the future, because if you've never seen it, there you go, then even more reason. Alright, that's it. There's our 10 things we hate about demons. Go back and check the loved ones, check out all the other videos, like and subscribe if you're enjoying this. Tell us what you want us to cover in the comments.